Hey Loco sports fans, Mother Nature provided a glorious Friday night for high school football, and week one included nail-biters, shockers, and blowouts with spectacular individual performances throughout. Let's check out the highlights in Lowco Lights, powered by LowcoSports.com. Team Loco student journalist Sam Deaton was in the den to check out the biggest draw in the Loco as the Bluffton Bobcats hosted Andrew Jackson for their home opener, and the home team put on a show. Aiden McCarthy was 24 of 30 for 313 yards and 3 touchdowns and added 106 yards and 2 TDs on the ground. Backup running back Aiden Howell impressed with 116 yards and 2 TDs, while Roman Benjamin had 8 catches for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Carnell Warren caught 6 passes for 77 yards and a score. Bobcats roll 49-21. WHHI TV's Marcus Walsh and I were out in Seabrook to check out Whale Branch's home opener against Hardyville, and it was community night and the vibes were right. It was all Hurricanes early as Camari Brown found the end zone 3 times in the first half, first on a fake field goal, then on a dime from Emiliano Santiago, and finally on a kickoff return, racing to pay dirt to give the Canes a 20-12 halftime lead. But the Warriors' big men up front took over after the break and created running room for quarterback Jermon Bowers and running back Jayvion Harris. Bowers racked up 144 yards and scored 4 times, and Harris rushed 24 times for 181 yards on the score, leading Whale Branch to a 40-20 win. It was a defensive struggle at Hardyville City Hall, where Team Loco's Ray Alonzo was on hand for John Paul II and Battery Creek. The Dolphins briefly took the lead on this touchdown from Michael Williams, but freshman Jaden Bennett delivered the game-breaking play for the Golden Warriors with a 74-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter, lifting JP2 to a 19-14 victory and a 2-1 start, doubling last season's win total before Labor Day. Region play kicked off early in Skiza Class 1A, and 2 Loco heavyweights went head-to-head at Thomas Hayward Academy, where Team Loco's Max Araj was on hand for opening night for the defending state champion Rebels, but so were the Colleton Prep Warhawks, and they spoiled the party. Cale Owens was 10 of 12 passing for 154 yards and a touchdown and added 71 yards on 14 carries, and Braden Hires and Ben Kane led a strong defensive effort from the Warhawks in a convincing 30-13 win. There were tears shed in the tank where May River's Eric Robertello tied it in the final seconds with a dramatic 36-yard field goal, but a missed extra point was the difference in overtime as the Sharks dropped a heartbreaker at home. Sean Mitchell piled up 137 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, and Andrew Johnson added 87 yards in the score to help May River rally from a 16-7 deficit. But West Ashley's DeAnthony Coleman returned a kickoff to the house and added 2 rushing scores, including the eventual game winner in OT. Wildcats win it 31-30. Hampton County had an easy night in Allendale as Jalen Singletary scored touchdowns on 3 of his 4 rushing attempts, and Terrell Grant rushed for a score and connected with Corentin Sabb for another for Hampton, which won big, 57-0. Buford Academy's Nick Underwood followed up his monster birthday game with 181 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns on 20 carries, and Nick Shuford Jr. rushed for 101 yards and the score on 10 carries and threw a TD pass to Devin Fripp to help the Eagles rout St. John's Christian in their home opener, as BA rolls 57-20. Hilton Head Christian Academy ran into a buzzsaw in Savannah as Bethesda Academy debuted an explosive offense led by sophomore quarterback Jordan Turner and amassed 540 total yards, including 324 on the ground. Blazers topped the Eagles 53-28. It was a tough night for Hilton Head's Seahawks at James Island, where Derek Raniszewski scored a rushing touchdown to bring the Seahawks within 17-8 at halftime. But the junior quarterback left the game and was later diagnosed with a broken nose, and Hilton Head's offense couldn't keep pace in the second half. Trojans win 31-8. Buford High was never in a matchup of Eagles on the road as Greenwood jumped out to an early lead and never let up. Buford lost several players to injury during the game, including quarterback Anthony Kaler to a broken collarbone, but backup Braden Moyd Smalls gave the Eagles a spark on offense and relief, rushing for 48 yards and hitting Kwalik Isner for a 26-yard touchdown pass. Greenwood wins 48-8. Out on the farm, Ryland Brunson rushed for 128 yards and 4 TDs on 14 carries and picked off a pass on defense, lifting Patrick Henry to a 29-27 win over Clarendon Hall at Cone Field. Elsewhere, Ridgeland forced 3 turnovers but was hurt by 3 giveaways and held out of the end zone for the second straight game to start the season, falling 32-0 at East Clarendon. And Dustin Davis gave Colleton County life with an 83-yard kickoff return touchdown. And the defense twice got the ball back with takeaways, but the Cougars came up short at Woodland, losing 20-7. We'll have more highlights and analysis tonight on the Lowco Sports Lowdown, streaming live at 9 p.m. on the Lowco Media YouTube channel. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.